medi ambe makuru mami nutamini folo uluma mogo yake tunumfeni ambe makuru mami nutamini folo uluma mogo yake tunumfeni alute dona kosiro moya kumame folo banyanyini folo agayane nyinale kibila funa mola tidangono to damna nyanya hafa banyanyini folo agayane nyinale fama bati jamana ba marala nyanyama afa banyanyini folo agayane nyinale kibila toro kiti jangaro to damna nyanya afa banyanyini folo agayane nyinale foli que la vie molute malaro oluka foli que le nyanyini donc la vie molute malaro oluka donc le nyanyini salama banu ye molute malaro oluka salama ya nyanyini bi molu e balino man ko arabade atebana bi ba nyanyini folo agayane nyinale ibanke donna furudo manna dando ibanke donna woro yake donindoni yani kurusina de fudu ke to jigi yale mani landa ya ibanke donna kanindo manna dando ibanke donna woro yake donindoni yani kurusina de sine fudu ke to jigi yale mani landa ya ni mafeleye akuma kafono je mundi kinani munda ni wara muri kibaso kaye kitabu mafeleye akuma kafono je mundi kinani munda woro bi molu ye balino ba arabade ya tebela ni manya ni mfolo agayane nyinale Sani jodi doma iroja e wanya nyini folo agayane nyinale kurutum kamarana diana teriki muribo uluma mo yake tunungi agayane nyinale kibila iba kamarana diana seneba kita uluka mo ya wanya nyini folo agayane nyinale mina tabia na diana muso alama kuka mo ya wanya nyini folo ibanke julayala waditia Samalolo Queen King Date Kotianye Kumasi mafana dini na kola nyangiwae bonengala bodozi manine ne nyangiro point kai o bidani chemi kwa niwe ko salaba minalewe o utana minyae na cheka foko dianyele dini kodi dianyele ai genzo do kake dianyele dini kodi dianyele ai vagabon kake dianyele dini kodi dianyele ai wadi tabolo dianyele dini kodi dianyele ai mami tabolo dianyele tate
Sama lolo, come on, get one.
Yeah, Sigateno Hamiteno, Jalo Kokena Masatem Bilaka Sokono. Let an atuyo to la yeno, we are Kosonka Pauto Tibona Zila and Villa Gono. Sigateno Hamiteno, Jalo Kokena Masatem Bilaka Sokono. Let an atuyo to la yeno, we are Kosonka Pauto Tibona Zila and Villa Gono. Mangate Welle na picking become a tuyen yami. Missy Fadwa who take and go by Oteba Mini. I do the chassis la Titica Loma Chela Nini, Mumini don't canning against out to Tien. I see my ballet alamaka who take Kabaena. Naoka kwa shekana butu la isukutula. Walini politiki we nakana jina nyami. Webela mama fani kiatu la manya uyani. Yakato chana madongo mama te jeni jeni. Asun wikena banya kwa ya miba kuna vivi. Asia madoku kono ma abe wakila chichi. Ya kwanda ba moni vita ya mai. Kulante jama na kono dibi o nyala mini. Bongo ma kapitali shami tato mole mini. Wali wotunu dibi lo masa wadana timi. Afeka mamina pila na afeka tana timi. Kogenza ukatolo na wole mena kuno. Aluta ilo shante banfomo ude utunu. Police fa follow na gato dala kanu kuno. Alute sala tala kaito kwa na jula noni. I fada vagabond mama bona enilo. Kasole sibo fiana le ba wole lolo kuno. Na petu do wa dongo mine mulu jadi bula. Nu boni sale kama duende nu ya kolo. Ueba u ya fabriquer la kado tuyen seno. Comme la offerte sangala dangale moni vinko. Chauka kamusole bi kwa luye wali le kwa. Duende fini ko be ba mabeta ala nyakwa. Na move makato o ma fonu du kama semba. Leta na daba takata wala ka wese dibo. Nyamalo tu nyamalo gbe abado semba jula. Tana bena oko tum kamo bela kwala. Yeah, Sigateno Hamiteno, Jalo Kokena Masatem Bilaka Sokono. Leta na tuyo to la yeno, we are Kosonka Pauto Tibona Zila and Villa Gono. Sigateno Hamiteno, Jalo Kokena Masatem Bilaka Sokono. Leta na tuyo to la yeno, we are Kosonka Pauto Tibona Zila and Villa Gono. Nakuma wala, Masiane kwa michala, Nagenza Uyangu Makana Mena kwa michila. Meka oto sawala kwa obokala sila eboli la dunya fambela kwa tato we sila ikana chuku subala nyiti setibilila kibaja walila kata dosungi banyasi wula bo mama sika kwande boka kwanya mafene modeli kwanya economy ya fe kwanya ejele nango yala mani na cheka mabeto kwa nyileti se nyane sene do uke mabe ekwalo nitana lada na ijo ida bolo suna rabu bo mumvali la mbise kabela tolo fitini safo enze no mboni go kaso kono marabani kinza boso kokone ta geren kono base kuto siso la bobolo kono nana malate banana feka ngwase kaso kono go benengere boso la ne mala wola seli kelenge seli kene fly la ni wola masami makuna na chane boni wola amakala kana balo ne kabi dido mala jana mataki sila bola samalolo zini wala kwa masisi bola mamikolo dada luona kwa pula kwa mama tolo sote na kaningo DJ le biba for mama tolo na mama tolo saladi manena follow. Yeah, Sigateno Hamiteno, Jalo Kokena Masatem Bilaka Sokono. Leta na tuyo to la yeno, we are Kosonka Pauto Tibona Zila.
So we're going to talk about another president and his actions. President George Weah of Liberia. He is currently out of the country. He left at the beginning of November. And by the time he returns in December, he would have been out and away for more than 40 days. It has caused huge uproar, with critics saying it's irresponsible given the economic difficulties the country is facing. Senator Darius Dillon says he is going to raise the issue at Senate, but Mr. Weah's supporters and allies say the trip is all in the country's interests, calling it a diplomatic campaign to garner aid. So let's hear from the two sides. First, the senator opposed to the trip, Senator Darius Dillon.
The law here requires that when the president of Liberia leaves the country or has a reason to leave the country, he must inform the legislature, and that information should contain the purpose of his trip out of the country, the duration of the trip, and when he will return, and who will remain in charge of the cabinet in his absence. And we have a travel of ordinance here that says beyond 7 days, any public official, including the president, will have to be responsible to shoulder his or her extension of stay out of the country.
So if they're away for longer than 7 days, what has to happen?
If you go beyond 7 days, you are responsible for your own per diem, hotel, and lodging and feeding, including incidental. If what you spend on your extended stay is in the interest of the country and you can show proof with documentation upon your return, then you can make the case for refund. As it is now, the president has not demonstrated to us that his extension of stay to watch FIFA football games could any benefit to this country. And so I'm asking the Liberian Senate to probe an investigation, to launch a legislative probe in into the information provided by the president because our information with evidence attached to it that the president misled the Liberian people through the Liberian Senate that the Paris Peace Forum was extended. Our information, which we attached to our communication to the Senate, has proven that the Paris Peace Forum in France was never extended, for which the president has extended his stay in Qatar to watch football games when it has nothing to do with Liberia.
So you're saying that the president stayed in Qatar for longer so that he could go from Qatar to Paris to the Peace Forum?
The president had written earlier to the effect that he was attending the Paris Peace Forum from December 9 to the 15th, from November 9 to the 15th, and that from the 15th of November to the 23rd of November, he will be attending FIFA World Cup as guest of FIFA. The president wrote a subsequent communication to inform the Senate that the Paris Peace Forum was extended. The duration of that peace forum in Paris from the 9th to the 15th was extended up to the 18th of November. That information has turned out to be untrue, misleading, and for which the president says he's extending his stay in Qatar because his original schedule to be in Paris for the Paris Peace Forum was scheduled originally from the 9th of November to the 15th.
Okay, can I ask you this? It's just 3 days. Why is it such a big deal?
It's a big deal because the forum was never extended. So that means the misleading information must be investigated. We need to know at all times where the president of Liberia is, especially on a foreign travel. When the president says he will be at a particular place at a particular time on government money, and it is found out formally to be untrue, it warrants investigation.
So you're introducing a bill to instigate a probe into the president's trip.
It is a formal communication calling the attention of the Senate with reasons for which a probe must be launched, for the Senate to take the appropriate corrective measures when necessary after the probe.
Okay, so the president is saying that all these trips are to drum up business and support for Liberia, and that presidents do this kind of thing. They go out of the country to go and do business, to bring business back into the country.
How is watching FIFA games where his son is playing brings back anything to the country for over 15 days? How? Who's funding this trip? At whose expense? To what benefit to the country? Shouldn't we know this information? Shouldn't we know these facts?
That's Senator Darius Dillon there. And now, Mr. Weah's defender, Eugene Nagbe, former information minister and currently close advisor to President Weah.
Mr. President's travel was totally in the interest of the people of Liberia to try to garner support for some of the infrastructure projects that we are doing, and also to engage other world leaders. So that's the sum total of his tour. About this probe, I think the senator, as usual, is showboating. He's not going to table anything. But if he does, it will result to naught. The president, as a tradition in Liberia, informs the legislature when he's traveling and catalogs the extent of his travel and the purposes of the travels.
Well, Mr. Dillon doesn't deny that the president is going out of the country and might need to garner support, business, etc. What he's questioning is that the president has misled the country. Has the president misled the country concerning concerning the Paris Peace Forum?
He has not, because the president visited to Paris each and every day. He arrived in Paris after leaving Sharm el-Sheikh at midnight, and then on the 9th, and then the Peace Forum started on the 11th, and the president stayed until the 18th. On the 15th, he has several other meetings after the forum. You know, the assumption by the senator is that once the first and second day of the forum is over, then it's all done. It is very misleading.
Something that people are particularly concerned about is that the finance minister said that the president is entitled to up to $2,000 a day for incidentals. For a lot of people, they feel that Liberia could spend that money much better elsewhere.
And this is why Mr. President does not take 2,000, though he's entitled to take $2,000 a day on our travel ordinance. He has not taken a cent. And every time the president travels, there is a fiscal out-time report that is done. And you can see that though he's entitled to that, he has not touched it.
So who's paying for the entire trip?
Some parts of the trips were not paid for by the Liberian government. For example, at the May Days Forum to Morocco, it was fully paid for by the organizers. They sent a plane that took the president to Morocco, and the same plane took him to Sharm el-Sheikh. So it saved the Liberian people some money.
One of the things that people say is that the budget law is being violated here. The president is meant to have presented the budget, and he hasn't yet. The national census is in disarray. The country, they say, needs leadership and doesn't have it because the president, as far as they are concerned, is gallivanting.
The problems in Liberia that the president inherited that he is fixing now has been so huge that he has to behave in a different way than normal. It's unfortunate to call a president who has now attracted over $175 million on one trip as gallivanting. Personally, there has been no constitutional crisis because of the president's travel. There were some hiccups in the census, but now the census is proceeding very well.
So tell me this. The president's son is playing for America. Why is he not playing for Liberia?
He's above 18 and he has lived most of his life in America, and he made a decision that we all support. But Mr. Tim Weah is also a Liberian citizen by birth. So we all are celebrating his progress. And for us in Liberia, that has very close ties with the United States, is a very good thing for us.
When will the president be back?
The president is currently now in Monaco, and he's after a year he's going to the U.S. and then he'll come back to Liberia on the 18th of December after the Biden African Summit.
And that is Eugene Nagbe, former information minister and advisor now to President.
You say the mayor mischaracterize it and call it what? He should feel. He needs to be wobbling. He should be scared. I owe him no explanation. I owe him no apologies. I don't expect him to be happy that Liberians are tired of suffering and want to express it. You expect Jefferson Koji to be happy? Those who have privileges and are abusing power are afraid when people want to speak to such abuses. But let me tell you what is worse. What leads to chaos is when people don't exercise that right to express themselves. That is what is troubling for democracy. I don't need Koji to tell me how to organize a peaceful rally. He has no pedigree. He has no experience, no capacity to tell anybody that just named here how to organize a peaceful rally. What he has proven he has is a capacity to disrupt. And I dare him on that day. I dare him, read it and report it, and let him hear me clearly. There is a reason they are afraid of me. Tell that little boy, there will be a rally, a peaceful rally on December 17th. And he has no capacity to threaten anyone or disrupt it. I dare him.
That rally, and we'll have it right in front of the SKD as was agreed.
So we will be coming into that. We want to know the day after plan. So we're talking about that. Let me bring in Sadama too, because we'll be bringing in Zoga Wilson, different sport to ANC.
Okay, the one that says, "Dear Mr. Antoine."
Dear Councillor Dear Councillor To. Yes, they wrote the letter to Councillor To. Yes, sir. Do you have it?
I think I do.
Please, can you read it, please?
Dear Councillor To, I am pleased to present you compliments and acknowledge your letter of November 17, 2022, in which you indicated your intention to use the Samuel Cato Sports Complex facility for the purpose of holding your upcoming political rally. While we appreciate your consideration for the use of the SKD Sports Complex for the rally, we, however, wish to inform you that due to the delicate nature of the newly upgraded stadium, coupled with the ongoing renovations of its immediate facilities, the said SKD Sports Complex
facilities are out of limit for such use during and after the period of renovation. Meanwhile, it should be known that the staff of the finance section with whom transaction was conducted was neither authorized by the Deputy Minister of Sports, Honorable G. Andy Kwame, nor the Acting Minister of Youth and Sports, Honorable Adrian Smith Forbes, to initiate such action. You are therefore requested to re-engage said staff to retrieve the money paid. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation.
But then, guys, this thing about the person is not authorized. It's not from Kev Hassan. Kev Hassan is quoting D. Zoga Wilson, Minister of Youth and Sport. So let's call D. Zoga Wilson.
No, the power agency is.
Before you call D.
But you know what? Kev calls Zoga Wilson. You didn't talk to us.
Okay, listen. Let's go back to the dates, and that's why the backstage conversation was important.
Okay.
Yesterday, Molba Molu had a press conference. Not press conference, sorry. We're presenting the leadership to the Liberian people. And he said to his utmost surprise, thinking that they were going
I just read online that the Ministry of Youth and Sports has put out a press statement indicating that the Samuel Kaindo Sports Complex is not ready for use and that it may not be granted to political parties for events. Now, that is sad for us, considering that we are turning out 1 million citizens on the 20th. I don't think there's any expanse or any space suitable enough to accommodate 1 million people other than SKD Sports Complex, which will try and we use the exterior premises to stretch the numbers and beyond. So you can imagine how disappointed I am with that announcement coming from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. But again, some details that...
Fagon, continue.
All right, thank you. So you see, we follow dates and we follow events and times. They put up a press release on the 30th of November. And that's why Malu said he was surprised because he had negotiated for the stadium as a ruling party. And like my sister was trying to say, Salimantu, my love for you will never die. But let me tell you something, my dear sister.
Don't let them sue on the show, yo.
They will sue you, not me. They know the person. But listen to this, all right? The reason why Zoga Wilson and others are a threat tonight is because the press release, if you can put it up, is dated November 30th.
Correct.
Informing the Liberian people, quote, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, however, wishes to inform the general public and political parties in particular that the Samuel Kaindo Sports Complex is under renovation and will not be available for any political events, even after the renovation is completed. But lo and behold, on the 18th, they had given it to a political party. But the CDC that were chasing them ever since, begging them, they did not even tell them anything. So when Malu saw it on the 30th, and today is the 1st, and he was speaking last night, you can tell from his voice, he said this is sad. We were hoping to care our people. We saw press release from them. Malu, Koji, and all of them guys did not know that the ministry had given.
Hold on 1 minute.
Yes.
Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute.
Play it again.
Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute.
Recognize.
Hold on 1 minute.
Recognize.
Hold on 1 minute. Hold on. I gotta call Zoka. You're making a damn good point though.
But
because they received the money. They received the money on the 24th.
Thank you.
These statement and releases came up on the 30th or the 1st.
No, they received the letter on the 18th. Start from there.
Yeah, the letter was written on the 16th. It was received on the 18th.
They gave the
invoice on the 23rd. Money received on the 24th. Give me Zoka Wilson, Kev Hassan. Bring in Zoga Wilson, Minister of Youth and Sport. Liberians people need to know the truth, nothing but the truth,
That's
so
where
help
the
us, oh
fear
God.
is.
Okay, Mr. Fatima, can we with that?
Welcome to the show, Zoga Wilson. Thank you for joining us this evening. Make your case concerning ANC letter, CPP letter to the Minister of Youth and Sports, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
You are loud and clear, sir.
All right, thank you, Stanton, and thank you to all the panelists. I have followed the discussion this evening, and I'm here to provide to the Liberian people the facts as I know them. I will also want to state our position on the use of the SKD Sports Complex. It's not political, and it will never be political. I want to make this very clear. I've been on the school network when we had all the problems with the field, and people who have followed my interview have been consistent that when that field is renovated, we will stop almost all the activities that used to go on our field because we want to protect the facility. That's the only facility we have to use, and I've been saying that on countless occasions. Now, let me get to the issue at hand. I know many times the government officials come on the program. We try to provide the facts as we know it. There are those who will not believe it no matter what. But I will tell you what I know, and that is what I know, and I'll present it here tonight. Up until yesterday, I did not know that CPP had written any letter for the use of the SKD Sports Complex. I repeat, up to yesterday, I had no idea that CPP wrote to use the facility of the SKD Sports Complex. Before I left Liberia, there are things that the acting minister and I, we discussed, and she know my position on. And so when those things come up, she will not call me. Things that we didn't discuss, when it comes to her, she will call me and give me heads up. Yesterday, I got information that CPP has written to use the SKD Sports Complex on the 17th of December. When I got that information, I told the person that shared with me that, no, it can't be true. I had no information on that. I was told, yes, it happened. So I called the Deputy Minister for Sports, Andy Kwame, the first person I called. I said, Andy, are you aware that the CPP wrote to use the facility at 17? And they said, no, I'm not aware. I don't to double check for me. I called the acting minister. I didn't get her. Later on, she called me. I said, Mrs. Forbes, I get the information that the CPP are written to use the facility. Mrs. Forbes told me the letter came and was brought to her office. And she instructed my special assistant to respond to that letter and let CPP know that we're not giving the facility or for any political activities. Because prior to my leaving, she and I had discussed the same thing regarding the CBC, that we were going to inform them that the facility will not be used for the 20th. Now, the process in my office when a request comes to use the facility, that letter comes to my office, or copy is made and I put a sticky on it and send it down to the final section. Miata, the senior accountant, just to correct, the person that did that receipt was not the controller. It was a senior accountant at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Miata. When Miata gets that letter or anybody they request, I put a sticky on it either to approve or disapprove. But she is the one that
Add something on Lofa County Road.
Yesterday, I was leaving evidence on Carrasco in Post. Yeah, in pay 700 ticket in Quadra to watch football game. And I don't think Carrasco can look at money, personal money, pay 700 our country money in sporting.
So what's your own advice to you? Because you are a citizen and I see your ID card. What's your advice to the president? You stay your president.
My advice to the president is you should stay strong for 2023 because we are going there. We need to take him from there. Yeah, you should stay strong. So I mean, we need to on outside and support his son and stay there. Out there in our country.
All right, thanks for talking to me. Say your name again.
Joseph Brown Jr.
All right, Joseph. Okay, just re-election. But somebody will say you guys are always thinking about re-election, that the president is engaging with other people out there, talking about international partners. What do you think? I mean, is it going to yield any fruitful result for us as Liberians?
How will we know? Because we are not. If you are lobbying, we should feel the impact. But you're going, you're coming, you should come with, some opportunities. That for me, I'm a graduate of the University of Liberia. Since I graduated, I think 2 years now.
The health sector is in process. The masses of the people are dying for curable diseases. 5 years along the line, they are reducing the budget of the health sector. In this year's budgetary appropriation, the health sector has received reduction of budgetary appropriation. The masses of the people are neglected and are fond of money. 5 years along the line, the education sector is in status. 5 years along the line, the University of Liberia is in feculence. 5 years along the line, Federal Liberia. 5 years along the line, the 19,736 employees of the education sector of the Republic are subjected to 92 million, while the final ministry of 920 staffers have experienced astronomical budgetary increment from 60 million to 152 million.
Yo! 5 years government has failed us. Yo! Yo! Say enough is enough. Yo! Yo!
5 years along.
If you watch him, we are already calling for the opening ceremony. They're not saying he must stay there at the walk in. Any other thing there is unofficial. But anybody put more on you for team, we have been, me and will get in trouble. Because I was some, all I wanted to be there, but we get money. Let's be clear. Now, you listed the purpose for which you went. But we have a law. You said you'll be attending the 40th edition of the Medes Forum. What is a forum? A forum is a meeting or an agenda or a discussion of what? To bring about ideas. You can Google it, just Google it. To discuss ideas. To discuss ideas, you say you will be there from November 1st to the 6th. How many ideas you have leaving the country in chaos? How much ideas that you will take 1 week to discuss? You get all the idea, but look where our country sits down today. All the ideas you got, see us today. But you say you're going to attend the Medes in Tangier, and you will be there from the 1st to the 6th. It was a forum. What did you get? A commitment from the people to help with the put. It is not an agreement. It is not a contract. It's just me saying, I will help in me a force. Nothing by me. First error was you didn't tell the legislature. You just took off. What? You are gone. You leave your children behind like you don't care. When they corrected you, you wrote letter quickly. You send it, the people said, we didn't even see the reply to you. But we okay with that. You said then, for you will go to number 2. The 27th session of the Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in Sharm el-Sheikh, that's Egypt. From the 6th to the 9th, that's 3 days. Okay, no problem, Papa. That 3 days. After the 3 days, Papa, what next? That one an official thing, but what next? Then you say, from there, from the 9th to the 15th, you will go to the 5th edition of the Paris Peace Forum in Paris. The Paris Peace Forum. I said, what is a forum? A marketplace where an agenda or a hall, a meeting to discuss ideas. But you go in there again from the 9th to the 15th. Another what? 6 days to discuss idea. President Ware, that you get all the idea that you'll be carrying to these people places. We're looking for ideas for rest. We can't get it. Ideas for water. We can't see it. Ideas for electricity is still yet to come. Ideas for the people paycheck. We can't get it. Ideas to raise the minimum wage from 24 cents an hour to 64. We can't get it. But you carry ideas for 7 days, 6 days. Ideas that we in the country pay you for and elected you for. We can't get. But let's make progress before the World Cup game can everybody run away. Number 4, you said the opening of the World Cup in Doha from November 15 to the 23rd. Mayu, your son was supposed to play on the 21st. We know it. So you wanted to watch him, and then, according to you, you're going to come back. But we already knew you were not coming back. Eugene Langbe had already tasted the whole thing. All right. Because you had written an official letter to our representatives, we the people, and you said you were coming back, even though we knew that you were not coming back, we accepted it. To prove it, this is your letter, sir. I don't want to say that thing where you're talking. Here is your letter. Here is your signature, Chief. And here is the letter you wrote. And here is the date the Senate received it. We have all of that we'll use subsequently. That was your first letter, sir, that you wrote. Konodeko, Florence, well, last name, Efwa, Ekins, all these Amagudins, all these ladies, they say, okay, no problem. We'll let you go. So you say you're coming back on the 23rd, no problem. The man get it. Lo and behold, if you look at the trip, you will see that we have a law that says, and it was very specific, particular, you cannot make more than 7 days on a particular trip. But those vonvon around you, those political vonvons around you, told you that no, the trip is not a particular trip. Because within the trip, there are several trips. My friend, when you wrote the Senate, it was a particular trip that you were going abroad to attend the following functions. It was a trip. But your vonvons don't know that even if you're lying, to say, no, Sharm el-Sheikh is a different place, Morocco is a different place, Paris is a different place, they get small brain. Then when we calculate estate, you will be guilty because you went to Paris for more than 7 days. If you consider that to be a particular trip. You see what a vonvon can think? But I have to show that law, I have to show that regulation to the Liberian people. So, let's go to your second letter that prompted me to come forward to tell the Liberian people you in error before I finish. So let's go. The child that said the man will not sleep, that child not supposed to sleep. It is scripturally written. I'm not supposed to tell anybody. That's the truth and nothing but the truth. If you say, then like, hey, we gotta be inside. Halfway. We come here. Where is the letter you wrote, Chief? Bring it up. Zoom on it. Spread it. Let the Liberian Pope be the one to judge. Now, Mr. President, while you are watching again, someone tipped you off again that there had been a political party takeover. You asked the question, what? And you were notified that there was a political party takeover. You say, what I want means. The boys in Monrovia had heard that you had decided that Wilson Tapper then, all of them, the Eugene Nangbe then, were going to come to take over the Congress for Democratic Change. The boys in Monrovia said, no way, it can't happen. They seized the government. We can't let them seize the party. They issue their press release on the 20th. Delegates arrived on the 20th. Election was held in the night 2:30 a.m. By the 21st, the boys then took over the party. The boys then took over the party. You saw the list, it was late. The time you were supposed to come now, you changed it. You wrote this letter. On November 18, when in reality they backdated the letter. This letter was not written on the day that it was supposed to be written. All you and the Von Vonden chief, you forgot. Someone reminded you again that Van Vonden were coming now because your time had elapsed. So they backdated it and sent it. But here is where again the Von Vonden don't think. They wrote in this letter, which I'll show to the Liberian people for the evidence before I proceed. There it is. That's the date. November 18, right there. So we go down to make sure that you, Mr. President, we don't want, and then yeah, we got respect for you. George Manning, we have your signature right there. So it was you. It's at the Senate. In this letter, you said, my letter on November 1st, 2022, to the Honorable Legislature, in which I inform your august body of my travel out of Liberia. So you confirming that you travel all of Liberia. That's a particular trip. When I show the Liberian people the final evidence, they will hold you to it. To November 23rd, hereby refers, meaning you're referencing them to that letter. It has now become necessary, Mr. President. In politics, we use words very carefully. You said in this letter, and I'm quoting your letter, it has now become necessary to extend my stay be abroad due to other official engagements requiring my travel to France. That is in France you are ill. That is in France that you stay over I don't know how many days. More than 7 days. That is in France. But listen, I told you the Von Vonden don't think. They don't think. It has now become necessary to extend my stay abroad due to other official engagements requiring my travel to France, Monaco. To France, Monaco. and the United States as follows. So that two countries. You stay there watching football game. You wrote the letter. As follows. Number one. The third edition of the Paris Peace Forum, which I attended in Paris. I told you, the Vonvons don't think. Assuming Fango were there, I'm going to change which I attended to which I am attending. Meaning, Mr. President, we won't fool the people. It means it's still on course. Because if you say you attended, it's the past. And we all know it's the past. And I'm challenging Liberians to go and look for the third edition. I've Googled it, I've researched it, and it don't bam, it finish. If you want fool people, you use your head. Because when you say the third edition of the Paris Peace Forum, which I attended, you finish, you attended it, you were there for 9 days, sir. You attended it. Then to continue to say in Paris, France, was extended. If they extended, which one be our concern? We are a poor country. We're giving you 2,000 naira a day, you alone. Now your wealth, Dana Fina, Dana Ome Jukuju, Dana Percy Yeke, Dana Kalasko, Dana Eugene Nangbe, Dana Uno Money, Jayo Uno Money, you alone. You alone, Mr. President. We're giving you 2,000, and that 2,000 is not part of your hotel bill.
So we're going to talk about another president and his actions. President George Weah of Liberia. He is currently out of the country. He left at the beginning of November. And by the time he returns in December, he would have been out and away for more than 40 days. It has caused huge uproar, with critics saying it's irresponsible given the economic difficulties the country is facing. Senator Darius Dillon says he is going to raise the issue at Senate. But Mr. Weah's supporters and allies say the trip is all in the country's interests, calling it a diplomatic campaign to garner aid. So let's hear from the two sides. First, the senator opposed to the trip, Senator Darius Dillon.
The law here requires that when the president of Liberia leaves the country or has a reason to leave the country, he must inform the legislature, and that information should contain the purpose of his trip out of the country, the duration of the trip, and when he will return, and who will remain in charge of the cabinet in his absence. And we have a travel of ordinance here that says beyond 7 days, any public official, including the president, will have to be responsible to show his or her extension of stay out of the country.
So if they're away for longer than 7 days, what has to happen?
If you go beyond 7 days, you are responsible for your own per diem, hotel, and lodging and feeding, including incidental. If what you spend on your extended stay is in the interest of the country and you can show proof with documentation upon your return, then you can make the case for refund. As it is now, the president has not demonstrated to us that his extension of stay to watch FIFA football games could any benefit to this country. And so I'm asking the Liberian Senate to probe an investigation, to launch a legislative probe into the information provided by the president, because our information with evidence attached to it that the president misled the Liberian people through the Liberian Senate that the Paris Peace Forum was extended. Our information, which we attached to our communication to the Senate, has proven that the Paris Peace Forum in France was never extended, for which the president has extended his stay in Qatar to watch football games when it has nothing to do with Liberia.
So you're saying that the president stayed in Qatar for longer so that he could go from Qatar to Paris to the Peace Forum?
The president had written earlier to the effect that he was attending the Paris Peace Forum from December 9 to the 15th, from November 9 to the 15th, and that from the 15th of November to the 23rd of November, he will be attending FIFA World Cup as guest of FIFA. The president wrote a subsequent communication to inform the Senate that the Paris Peace Forum was extended. The duration of that peace forum in Paris from the 9th to the 15th was extended up to the 18th.
My friend, bro, how you doing?
Alhamdulillah, AB, I'm doing great, man. Life is good. I'm fine.
The lot of chocolate in the Hong Trail. Lot of things chocolate. What is the take?
Whenever I come on the show and listen to these multiplicities of clips and different political actors' conversations about George Weah, it takes me back to high school days, this particular book would call Things for a Part, Animal Farm, Liberia has gone below and continue to go below the standard of animal farm. Sometimes it is serious, but sometimes it is laughable.
Very laughable.
Yeah, very laughable. And our washing class, we loaded after I usually wash because when I'm busy at work, I don't have time to wash. So when I'm done, I do. I do the same thing with spoon talk. So anything Miata said, there's something wrong with us. But we are in a serious trouble, AB.
Something wrong with us, like what?
It's part of what's on my mind tonight.
Okay.
So I don't want to get ahead of myself. So, just introductory aspect of it, I look forward to a fascinating conversation tonight again. And we will continue to say sorry to our audience because they expect to see us every day or every night, Monday through Friday, and we are not able. So you're sorry, my people. Daylight brought in here not easy, especially with Joe here. But AB, let me get to the issue, right? So I have a letter here. I think you got a letter too, right? But actually, should I really read a letter or I should just let it go? Bro, AB. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Like I was saying, I got 3 things on my agenda tonight. Just 3 items. I got the issue of the $11 million rice subsidy and the new rice price. And also the Liberia Party Supreme Court decision against National Election Commission and Spoon TV, Ronald and Kiri Street pool sampling. Those are the 3 issues I got on mine. But I would like to read the letter the Ministry of Commerce came up with. And then we pick up from there. Yeah, so AB, the letter is here. So Minister of Commerce came up with a letter. I want to read that so our audience can get it, and then we pick up the conversation from there. This is a letter, right? Republic of Liberia, Minister of Commerce and Industry, Monrovia. Press release, December 2nd, 2022. The government of Liberia over the last 5 years has continuously, worked with the importers of rice to ensure that the price of rice remains affordable for the Liberian people and available on the local market. As a result of current global challenges faced with sourcing of the commodity, the President, His Excellency Dr. George Weah, constituted a rice stabilization task force with the mandate to assess sustainability of current intervention, explore all options, and propose new measures necessary to keep rice affordable and available on the Liberian market. That's paragraph 2. Paragraph 3. Following extensive consultations with all relevant stakeholders, including major rice importers and the Liberian Marketing Association, coupled with the recommendations from the Rice Stabilization Task Force, a decision was reached to adjust the price of rice in order to increase the importation volume increase availabilities of the commodity on the market, eliminate unauthorized price hikes, and deter black market sales. Therefore, the government of Liberia hereby announces effective December 3rd, 2022, the following adjusted price for 25 kg bag of rice. Wholesale price $17 USD or Liberian dollar equivalent, and retail price $17.50 US dollar or LRD equivalent. That is Liberian dollar. We want to assure the public that the current stock of rice in the country, even though that is not there, in the country can sufficiently serve the market up to the arrival of subsequent scheduled vessels. We therefore encourage businesses to continue to carry out unrestricted sales of rice, void of price hiking, and profiteering at the expense of the ordinary people. Let me stop it there, AB. AB, George Weah government is so criminal-minded to a point where they can leave facility in the spoiling. Okay? You're listening to the letter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Consistently, the rice importers have said to the government, leave her alone. Leave her alone. We are waiting to bring sufficient rice to Liberia, but give her the opportunity to sell it for $15. $15 is okay for us. When retailers purchase the rice, they can sell it $17. But leave her alone so we can bring rice enough and on time, and we sell it, let demand and supplies work it out. The government said no. We are pro-poor. Pro-poor now is no more pro-poor for the people to live better by government providing sufficient services, available and basic services, basic protection, and you name it. It is now a professional poor. Because the people were buying the rice $13, now you carry to $17.50. You just created a Pandora box for black market. Now, this is what happened in Liberia. I did my own background investigation. AB today, if you're not buying 200 bags of rice at the free port, they will not sell it to you. In addition to that, majority of ordinary Liberians marketers were buying 25 bags, 50 bags, the people will transport it for them. They are no longer doing that. How come where the $2 is going? I did a fact finding on my own. The rice importers are actually selling the rice for $15, but somebody inside the government added additional $2 on the price. So now they ask them to sell it for $17. That the proper people, that the government are keen to better the life of the people. So George Weah said on the rice committee, $11 million rice committee, not only to investigate the stability of rice, the sustainability of that, because we already know it will not be sustainable. How can these rice importers, you say you put $11 million in the budget every single budget year to give it to them so they can be able to sell rice for $13. Now, the rice is no longer sold for $13. The rice is now sold for $17 wholesale. $17.50. God, for God in heaven's sake. The Fulham man will go to Freeport and buy rice $17. If they didn't get 200, if they can't afford 200 bags, they will have to join with other people to buy 200 bags. They will transport it and bring it to Sinko Road and bring it to maybe carry to Dupo Road. You think they will sell it $17.50? It makes sense to anybody. So now the question is, where is the $11 million government put in the budget? And they said, the finance minister said they give it to rest, that they give it to Minister of Commerce, and Minister of Commerce is supposed to give it to rest importers to keep the rest afloat and to keep it at $13. Where is that money? That's a $1 million question that they need to answer. Where is the money? Because they already told us they disbursed the money. If they disburse the money, then by this time we should have sufficient rest in the country. Now we should not be coming up with another price. If we all agree, all we needed to do, withdraw our $11 million and redirect our money to health, maybe to Ministry of Agriculture, so that we can start doing something to feed ourselves. But the $11 million stay in Limo. The rest community task force did not investigate anything about the $11 million because the people in power, including George Weah, they share the $11 million among themselves. And the $11 million is part of the budget that we just passed, and they're using it. So how can these people put money in the budget and they go for it for themselves? They put it on the specific budget line. When the budget is passed, then mango it, then they go and collect that money back. This is criminal behavior in the day, Amy. This is total criminal behavior in the day. So how can you be pro government? You're buying car for $200,000, $300,000, and they paying George. We paying George. We are $2,000 emergency money. Like Eugene Fagon said, they're not his pay down, they're not hotel money. That one is there for Papa to put it in his pocket. Just in case. Just put that one in your pocket. Multiply $2,000 by 48 days. Probably Joe will hit 50 days or more based on what we know. Alright? So if we multiply $2,000 per day times 48, you're talking about 96,000 on this trip. That's why Joshua will get free money. $96,000 of Liberian people money that what Joshua will get if he stay for 48 days. That one not part of his pay. What kind of country is this? Okay? So there was no investigation to know where the money went because the rest importers said that they did not get it. That's why we had a problem. So where did the money go? So the rest importers say just give her the opportunity to sell the rest for $15, but now government come and say no, don't sell it $15, sell it $17. So who is getting that extra $2? Liberia is a dominant Christian country. In the wake of festivity, Christmas is coming, New Year is coming, private school and public school, they are requesting for school fees. Then you increase the rice price on December 2nd. Then you call yourself pro-po, you are there for the people. You say you are there for the people. That's how you treat the people when you are there for them. When the people love you, that's how you treat them. Hey, money. Money that mail. Money that mail for sure. So up to this point, the CDC-led government need to let us know who in the government, whether that judge we are receiving the extra $2, because consistently the rest importers have told us, we the Liberian people, that they will sell their rice for $15, they will say make profit. How can the government come up with this price for $17? So that's an extra $2. So when they got to realize that rice could be sold for $17, is it that somebody getting an extra $2 on each bag that enter the country? It's possible. It's possible. So then the next question is, what is the $11 million the government said through Minister of Finance, through Minister of Commerce, and George Weah said they're giving to Russian importers? What is that $11 million? Because we finish increasing the price now. So that $11 million, we should get it back and redirect it to priority and a half. What is it? In addition to that, they also talk about sustainability, stability, affordability, and availability. All the adjectives they use to describe the situation here, I don't see anything. Because up to today, the people can find rice easily. People are literally buying rice on the black market. Some people say $20, some people say $25, some people say $30. So we don't know the real price of rice. Even before the government could come up with a price today. These people are looting this country, my people. It is getting serious. If it have never been serious, it is more serious than ever before. So there are so much and so many questions they answer. Just we are where is our $11 million rent subsidies? Because if you increase the price, you authorize it, even more than what the people say you should do, then we need to know. That's my number one, what's on my mind. The second thing on my mind is the issue of Liberty Party. You know, Liberty Party been in the internal saga for a little while. Further instigated by the 7% guy, ABC. You know, when I listen to Spoon Talk sometimes, the ANC people talking all the good stuff, all that good thing they're talking, I just feel sorry for the ordinary people because for them they're sick. I don't care what kind of ideas you got. Economic idea, health idea, any development you think about for that matter. In the democratic environment, you must get the vote before you can even succeed with anything. All the good thing ANC people talking, the real change you, the quasi change you, that other change you, doing one thing over and over, expecting different result. All that thing they're talking, it boils down to getting the votes. If you don't get a vote to win the minds of the people, you will not achieve it. And I'm sorry, no disrespect to anybody. This was similar behavior, even much more moderate, little bit moderate, on the part of former political leader of the Liberty Party. And today, he never even came till after 2005. 2011, Prince Johnson King term. 2017, you know the information, right? May so rest in peace. Councillor Child Walker Bronskin passed away. I'm sorry. Because when people are so greedy for the one political seat and two people can't go there at the same time, everybody wants to be president. Everybody. As of today, according to Election Commission, we got 21 registered political parties in Liberia. Typically, we are only talking about 5. Almost every day we're talking about 5, if I'm not mistaken. We're talking about Unity Party, we're talking about CDC, we're talking about Liberty Party, we're talking about Alexander Cummings Party, ANC, and Simeon Freeman Party. That's it. And Simeon Freeman, not even too close. Let me say Councillor Gongo, UPP. Okay? Because Simeon Freeman is a businessman. He purely let your business. Okay? So, they got all these ideas. But they do not have democratic ideas. What strategy can they use to attract people? Then they move from there, they part of collaboration. The previous CPP. How are you going to be part of collaboration? You are collaborating with 3 other political parties, but then you are going into their political party, taking people from there, bringing them to your own political party, and paying a good bucks. That in itself makes me to understand from the initial stages of the whole CPP arrangement, Mr. Cummings already has something under his sleeve to check out the CPP. Okay, legally, we check out the CPP. Now, the other political political party that been surviving since 2005, at least Liberty Party, he get on again and go inside there, send having conflict. He goes there to put fire there, to put gasoline there, so the people can't get out of conflict. Just because he want to be president. How are you going to get the people to get to your attention? When you got Josh Weir and his criminal cartels, his criminal cartel members dishing out our money to change everything they can change. If the CPP had hold, all the conversation finished. Mr. Kumi is the one that damaged the CPP because of political greed. And if Mr. Kumi doesn't take time, the whole power he's not going to get it. Mr. Cummins and some of you ANC people, you hate Joseph Walker so bad, you hate Henry Costa so bad, you can't stand it. But many of you live in this country they call America. I don't know whether you guys can watch TV yet. I don't know. I don't know whether you can watch TV. United States President Joe Biden and the current vice president of the United States went a local hell during the primary debate. At the end of the day, what happened? Joe Biden selected her as his running mate. Today, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, they are running this country. President and vice president. Obama, Clinton, and Joe Biden ran in the Democratic primary that brought Obama as president. When Obama won the Democratic nomination, he selected Joe Biden as his running mate. They ran 2 terms. And also appointed, Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State. If you know about government, Secretary of State in this country is a high-ranking office at the level of the U.S. government. The small thing y'all do, y'all the ANC people, the small thing y'all do, y'all go to court. Government propaganda took you to court. The beating now that Joseph Walker do it. Because the court subpoenaed Joseph Walker, so they're beating now. Sometimes I wonder whether people got good brain or they got good reasoning. And these are the very people advising Alexander Cummings. And that's why he will not get it. Are the very people advising Alexander Cummings? They say Walker is Alexander Cummings' enemy. Because the Senate court subpoenaed Walker to go and testify by law. So Walker committed a crime. So Cummings cannot be part of the CPP before he will go as vice senator to Walker. And guess what? Walker was vice president for 12 years. We all know that, right? He been in government forever. He didn't come from private sector. He been in public sector throughout serving his country with a zero corruption on him. You come from Coca-Cola, you sold sugar water for 36, almost 40 years. In Atlanta, Georgia, you didn't even show up to any Liberian organization until you wanted to be president. You go to Liberia. You think you would just grab that thing, Alice? When you going to get out of 7% and count to 10% before you talk about 50 plus 1, when you going to get it? Ask the late Bronsky. He'll tell you the news. Liberian people got to like you. And they got to know you. Today, election was held today. Today, based on what we know, that Joe Weir and Joseph Walker. You know it. How can you go to your neighbor's house when your neighbor say, don't come to my house? He said, we're in a collaboration, I can go anywhere I want to go. Why United Party invited you to go during the convention or induction of their standard bearer? You didn't go there, you sat over there, you came up with press conference and condemn it. But you get on and go to Liberty Party because they're having confusion and go sign paperwork with Musa Beledi to further damage the Liberty Party. Today, they're in and out of court. Because at all costs, he must be president. Where Musa Belete will carry the Bassa People Party? Where he will carry it? Musa Belete can't even win representative election in Nimba County. The place he was born, he can't even win it. How are you going to deliver you? All of the political parties in Liberia get chairman and they got political leader or standard bearer. How can you go some memorandum understanding with Belete, you attested as a CPP standard bearer, CPP everything, and ANC everything. Your chairman was sign the paper. Musa Belete signed on behalf of the Liberty Party with no political leader, with no standard bearer, and you think you're good to go. Something wrong with you, Alex. Something wrong with you. You think how you will get the presidency? I'm sorry. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. You're too desperate. If all of us agree that George Weah and his indigenous looters are #1 danger to our country, then we need to let go our egos and put forces together to get them out so we can rescue the country. If we cannot do that, all of us might lose. All of us. You will not get it. Joseph Walker will not get it because these people, they got all the logistics. Now you see, like Eugene Fagon said, the baby was said the man can't sleep, they too they can't sleep. And you go to SKD, you say, you're going to pay money that they won't even require. You pay more than half, according to their own policy, to use the outside of the stadium. Now, the little known city mayor spoke, right? The Minister of Health reversed it. Now, Minister of Health, excuse me, my people, youth and sport. I listened to Zoga Wesi telling lies. But again, you're the ANC people. You know, Attorney Yakula, I really admire you. You are a smart young lawyer, but this is not working. Politics is interest. There is no permanent friendship in politics. It is interest. If you want to be president, whatever you can do to make you president, you go for that. So if somebody in the court subpoena Joseph Walker and he had to go because the court subpoenaed him, that should not be something that you take a hat. You want to be president. And part of the pathway for you to be president, Ellis, is to go with Joseph Walker. You're not forced. But that is why it is. Whether you agree or not. Joseph Walker paid his due. You ain't pay your due yet. And you don't even know before if you didn't pay your due, if you don't go with Walker, probably you're going to find yourself coming back to Atlanta, Georgia, and just, that's it. And continue your retirement. ANC for you. The new CPP, everything for you. That's the reason why you're looking for a running mate now. You can't even find it. Greed. All of us. If we want to rescue Liberia from George Weah and his indigenous looters, we have to let go our egos. People say a whole lot of things when it comes to politics. People say a whole lot. If you want to hold everything at heart, like Dr. Richardson, and listen to Maria Yakula, she's the chief of staff to Cummings. She is the #1 advisor to Cummings. So what she's saying on Spoon Talk, she's speaking in her official capacity as chief of staff. I totally agree, she's smart. She's a lawyer, that's what she do for a living. But on the side of politics, my sister is not like that. If you understand the American politics right here in America, and in Liberia by West, there is no yardstick that you can use to determine in real time. Scientific yardstick. So if you say holding things at heart because people say things in the name of politics, you holding it at heart, you're on your own. You will not get no offer in Liberia. A letter offer, you will not get it. So my body is bad. My last thing on my mind, I'm going far because my body kind of little bit doing some sad stuff. It's the issue of sampling. Spoon TV went on Ronald Street and Kiri Street, especially the attire shot, the conceal, and I felt so bad, but I'm not surprised because you can't trust Liberian people when it comes to voting matter. Don't trust them. And this is the area where Ente Miata spoke on Class Reloaded today. Ente Miata said it's not just about insanity, like mental health, but it there's something wrong with us, we Liberian people, ordinary Liberians, that people need to come from somewhere else to help. Because we are the very people, majority. I was not part of that group, but the majority said it. You came mama, you came papa, I will vote for you. Okay? That's what we did. And we did it though. We get charted over 75% of the total vote. And he only needed 50% plus one, but we gained over 75% of the vote. 1997 with 13 political parties that participated. 1980, we said Congo woman born soldier. No. Congo woman born role, native woman born soldier. And y'all know what happened, right? We killed 16 of them on the light pole with AK-47 in the day on camera. We kill people. For what? Corruption, stealing public money. Our situation had never been because of tribalism. From day one, from the time I started knowing myself, what a witness and what I've been reading from different books, it has always been corruption, public looting of our country by public officials, elected and appointed. The same group of people say, you know Bo, you don't know Bo, we'll vote for you. The recent one that happened if they said, sanction, no sanction, we'll vote for you. And don't underestimate it. Don't underestimate it. AB and our audience, I was so pissed when Emmanuel Kotu from Spoon TV, went to Ronald Street unannounced and Kiri Street, especially the attire shot. See, because over there, everything people talking over there, they know what they're talking. The people at EAW said they did better. But Ronald Street, if election was here yesterday, December 1st, Joe would have won based on that sampling, based on that pool. It became, imagine somebody selling plastic bear. Other men selling plastic bear. Imagine as a hip hop I do, say, oh, I'm so happy, I'm so excited. I'm able to see December 1st from January. Say, okay, election were here today, Papa, who you will vote for? He say, oh, well, they will clear question by easy. The Papa said, God already gave it to Joey or that him. I will just give it to him. The other boy, in fact, that whole line, those volleyball that say, fashion designer, this and that, with their pants down, all that. He said, but wait now, a Joey, man, boy, you can't ask me for. A Joey, we'll give it to Joey. Joey say, hope for change. So we got to give it to him for another 6 years, then we can see the change. Ronald Street and Kiri Street, they other guy, they made a call and say, social advocate of family. Yeah, family. Oh, he started talking plenty. But all I'm saying here, my people, opposition need to come back together. We should not overlook the election 2023. Not joke. These people are going to ditch our money. Our money, they already started. And our situation have never been because people don't know what they're doing. It has always been corruption, and people brain has turned around. That's why Ente Miata was talking about tonight. See, people need to come and check us. What's going on with us? Whether something running through our brain that is not right, she don't know. But I would think so too. Because if you're suffering, and the people that are responsible for your suffering, and you are glorifying them, you are following them, and they're using your money to give it to you, like what Nathaniel Magee doing that, what Bill Tower doing that. These are people America say based on their own law. People arguing this thing. Every country under international law and international diplomacy, country, regardless of the size, regardless of the power, regardless of age people, country. If America sanction you, say you can't come to their country, you're not coming there because they gotta get you visa before you can. What you want to argue for? Stay down in your own country. America say you will not use our banks. No code business on that. America say you will not use our visa card because you are corrupt, and we got a law here that take care of corrupt people outside our country. So the way you treating your people bad will not allow you to come enjoy on our soil. That's all the sanction is about. To get off, change your behavior. Instead of them changing their behavior, they are using the very money that they stole from the Liberian people coffer. They are going to the ordinary people, dishing out the very money and challenging the American government. You on your own. This is not code of law. This is not code of law. This one, no due process on it. They pull it on you. If you think you didn't do it, then prove your side. Prove your side. Let people go and making it like the legal, or the legal situation, this and that. All the way the American ambassador allowed and the other guy, or the political officer said on OKF, hey, this is not about criminal law. This, it is our law. We exercise in it. And that's it. It may you there make your own place better. The Samuel Troy made accident. His wife, the driver, they took his wife and himself and carried them to Turkey. The ordinary people that were in that car with them, they left them at Phoebe. But ordinary Liberian state don't see that. They are good. I will grow it up the cage. You get plenty of chicken. You give them food. Anything you want to drink pepper soup, you go grab one and carry it. You eat them. You're good to go. So, my people, I finish saying my own. I will give it to AB when he finish. Y'all call and say your own, and we'll call it a night. AB, back to you.
Francis, thank you. Thank you very much, my brother Francis, for your expose. Thank you very much. But I have a different way of looking at the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
President Weah is right, 100%. President Weah is right, 100%. President Weah is right to treat the Liberian people the way he is treating them. The man is trying to show his way. We told the Liberian people that this president was broke, that this president never had a jacks. To the extent that the president was elected as senator, this is a president who was like a bobo. We told the Liberian people, when you vote for this man, you'll be doing harm to yourself. Look at what the man have done. This is behavior a worth impeachment. But you know what? The Senate will not be able to impeach him. Because the senator, the deaths are the corpses of his tomb.
Yep.
So the senator will not be able for then to carry on a draft note that call for impeachment. The senator will not do that. So to me, President Weah is right. Who told you that the president doesn't know what he is doing? Who told you that the president of the Republic of Liberia does not know on what he is doing? The president is cognizant of the fact. This president is cognizant of the fact that he knows what he is doing. You know some of the things that the president have planned. He has planned for the entire CDC to be taken over by Wilson Tappe and Len Yujinamwe.
But I think that is late already.
But when someone who went with him on that trip have called Mobake Molu and told him
Obake Molu received that information on the 20th. And on the 20th, they decided to call for the county officials. On the same time.
Overnight.
And then they had a convention overnight, around 2 p.m., 2 a.m. This is the president who is not care. This is a guy who, since this guy was voted for, since this president was voted for, this is the president who have not addressed the Liberian people yet. But this guy have the guts for him to go to Clown Church, for this guy to go to open his mouth. But in his own office, he does not have the balls for him to be able to do such a things. And then the Liberian people are crying here like babies. The Liberian people are crying. Cry no more. Cry no more. One thing I noticed, that the Liberian people, they got to forgive. The Liberian people got to forgive, they got to forget. How can you be someone who got to forgive and who got to forget? How can you be such a person? How can you be somebody who was somebody doing wickedness to you? And then you say, I will just leave it with God. Somebody looking at you, joking you. Then you say, I will just leave it with God.
Yeah. But Jesus Christ, your honor.
So for the fact, who told you, for me to know that the Liberian people, they are insane, something may have wrong with us.
Yep.
Are there this president when there have been any Francophone country that are different in that president where is out of the country looking for rescue place? But this is Liberia. This is a country where a free slave from the United States went to go farm. So anything they do, it is free. Even the president do harm to the Liberian people, they will look at it to be, let's forget it, because God's my feet. We'll do it yet before we go to God.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? That the president does not have 5 senses. I keep to argue with people who think the president will have 5 senses. No, that man had 3. That is the reason why the former chairman of CDC told you people that when you allow the president for 10 minutes, when you allow the president to leave your side for 10 minutes, then he would talk something that you would never believe. And I'm saying it. For me to know that Liberian people does not have boss, that was what Louis Brown is saying. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. Because Louis Brown is calling for protest on the day that the president has already arrived. Why you can't call for the protest right now? Why you can't call for the protest right now? Who told you that? Who told you that the youth and sport is the only place for protest? You have SKD. SKD is a hard ATS. You have ATS and you have SKD. If they're saying that SKD is not available, why you guys can't go to ATS?
Nobody paid money already, AB, and they accepted the money, and they even called them to walk through on Saturday. Then overnight the story changed.
When the story change, look, SKD is outside of Monrovia. You are not getting my point. SKD is outside of Monrovia. SKD is in different city. SKD is in different city. What the fuck wrong with them that they will have protests outside of Monrovia?
They say it is not a protest, it's a rally.
Okay, so that is to show that the people they are not calculating well. I was thinking that the opposition would be in a street demanding for this man to resign.
It is Alexander Cummings, Musa Belete CPP that plan to do that rally.
Man, let it get out from my face. Let it get out from my face. Let the president enjoy. Let the president enjoy. Let the man get out from my face. Let the president enjoy. Because this Ghana that we have in the House of Senate and the House of Representatives, the Ghana doesn't have boss. One man cannot do it all. ADD cannot do it all. You're looking for majority weight. ADD cannot do it all. The president has left the country for more than 7 days. And the taxpayer money is with him. And then you come to tell me that we're going to go have political rally. Why you can't demonstrate? Why you guys cannot demonstrate that the president should go? Man, look, open the phone line, let our brother and call, because this here is not hurting me. It's not hurting me. Because I said it, the Liberian people never listen. The Liberian people now listen, they thought that what I was saying, it was not making sense by then. Now it's making sense now. Keep your call coming. Our numbers are up here. Our numbers are up here. Our numbers are up here. Please dial any of this number and you will be on the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. Or you can go to the number is printed on this podcast. The number to call is 215-266-6509. That is the WhatsApp number to call. And the phone number to call is 267-938-2801. Or you can better call 612-520-1016. That is the two number to call. And you'll be part of the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. Yeah, Francis, back to you.
Y'all Leon also waiting for y'all. I might not just be sitting on and listening and sending comments out here. Y'all gotta call and say your own. So all of us can talk to you. They like bro matter here. That all of us matter. Maybe I'm doing my commercial while waiting for them.
Yeah, but this is very sad for the Liberian people to be sitting. For the Liberian people to be sitting. Look, George Manawia will win these elections. There is nothing. Look, I get a tips. I was just looking for it on my phone. I get a tips of the money that the Ghana have printed already.
But they say they're going to bring the money out 2023. That one they didn't have it. The $1,000 bill, they say they're going to bring it out 2023. Didn't put stupid. They put not have it. They say 2023 that money come here.
Okay.
Yeah, because that campaign time. Yeah.
Okay.
That one they didn't have it. So they were printing it, the other one will come out, the $1,000 bills will come out 2023. That I said the Kadad are going to be in that one, ain't going to be for fun. The counterfeit money. But it is the way it is.
Let me hold on for you to do your commercial. Then we'll go to our phone now.
All right, folks. Again, Kangoba Multi-Services Consulting, Immigration Financial Services. We are your immigrant affordable but quality immigration services. If you want to file for your naturalization, U.S. citizenship, and naturalization application, filing for husband, wife, minor children, adult children, brothers and sisters, and parents. If you want to do your initial green card application, replacement due to loss or mutilated or renewal, adjustment or startup, you came to America, whether you man or you woman, somebody see you, they love you or you love them. You're married, we can help you adjust your startup.
Yeah, hold on.
I-94 application or work permit, fiancé visa, and other visa, including employment. Give her a call on 267-648-012, 01-330-4693. Our website address is www.kangomaconsulting.com. All right, that is it. Give us a call. Our numbers are already out there, so you can find on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We are all over the place. So it'll be
All right.
back to you. I know we'll get a caller.
All right. Okwara Gwaya.
You mean, are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah, Eddie, what's up?
Naba.
Yeah, thank you for all of the discussion to you and Francis. But I think there's one thing I will want to contribute to the show tonight. Giving the lot of killings that are going on in Liberia, and the outcome of the killings seems to me that voters or Liberians are now willing to go on public radio, not public television, to show themselves that, oh, they're voting against the regime that be. Because the guys, the thugs, the hooligans, the vampires are all in the corners monitoring every activity. So Liberians have to be careful because people within government die. There's no investigation. There's no outcome of the death. Some of the deaths were attributed to lovers. Now, giving those, those examples, why do you think a Liberian should go on a public television to die in granted that their country, but the person will be asking question, what does it do for my children? What does it do for my family? So those are the analysis that we have to make to be able to come up with a better information to the ordinary people that are listening to these shows. My take is, take for example, there are a series of radio phone-in pools. The oppositions have been ahead in almost all of the radio pools. In radio, people listen to your voice, but they don't know who you are. But on television, people know you. So those people that are going around with quote unquote TV interviewing Liberians, who do you vote for? Do you expect Liberians, to say are voting against George Weah, when there are people who have died, people who were excommunicated from government because they don't support George Weah? So sometimes,
Now, let me tell you something. If Liberian people would not fight for their freedom, if Liberian people would not fight for their freedom, and they want for American people to come to die for them, they want for somebody just have to die.
I do agree.
Somebody just have to die.
Yeah, I do agree that somebody has to die. But what is the level of education in our country? Let's take, for example, whenever you plan a protest, the ordinary person will be in the corner because they view protests, as quote unquote will always be bloody. People will die. And so they get afraid. Okay. Because what happens to the Red Riot, that people were quote unquote killed, as a result of that, that's how people consider protests. So it is us, who have the intellect, who have the knowledge to be able to educate our people what it means, to stand for what you believe in. Okay. But until then, most Liberians always, that's why politicians, now and yesterday, don't want to educate our people, because when they educate our people, the people will go against them if they are doing the wrong thing. Okay. That's why they want for the people to always be backing them, so that, they be the gods, okay, they be the humanitarians, and our people will be beyond it and baking them.
Okay,
So
thank you.
what we who have gotten the exposure, as a result of our education needs to continue to do is for us to continue to, preach the message of standing for your right.
Okay.
But when it comes to the people saying, "Oh, I will stand on TV," for me to say, "Oh, I will vote against George," without knowing what is happening in Liberia, it's something that no one would be able to do,
Okay.
except for you.
Thank you. Thank you. First, you have a caller there.
Not yet.
Yeah, I have a caller here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Hey, Ebi.
Yeah, go ahead.
I should go ahead.
Yes, you are live.
Oh, all right, Ebi. I want to say thank you so much for the program. I really enjoy you and Francis. With the problem with George Weah, man, you guys said it, and Liberian people are seeing the results. But yesterday, something really shocked me at the Radnor Street, Spoon Talk polling. And you see, one thing the guy was doing actually I didn't like was that he, when the person say, "Okay, I will vote for George Weah," he can't really ask question in depth, and then he would just leave it like that. He start going to another person. But AB, actually, you guys need to educate the Liberian people.
How do you want for me to educate them?
Because if we don't do it,
no, you got to tell us. You got to tell us how you want for us to educate them. Because through that platform, I educated them. I educated them through the campaign. I educated them through the election day. I was on this platform on election days, educating my comrades, educating our market with me. But they said that nobody, they will vote for you.
Look,
so why you want me to
AB, let me tell you, my brother and Francis, if we allow this guy to go for the second term, we will not have country anymore. We will not have country anymore.
Yeah, that is the one that the Liberian people want. The one that the Liberian people want, I can't force it. I can't force it. What the Liberian people want, that's what they will get. What they want, that's what they will get. If they want, if the Liberian people deserve, good, then they will vote for good. If they deserve bad, then they will vote for bad. That's how I look at it. I'm not coming to come sit here to come hear my hair. I was on this platform the whole of 2018.
Yes.
To the 2017.
2017. To the extent when the government came to power, I was the first threat. I was the first person that the government called for the American opponent to deport back. That letter as soon the security advisor to the president wrote that letter and intercepted it. Say you want for me to be telling them, "Oh, I beg you, vote for Papa Baka. I beg you, vote for Papa Baka. I beg you, vote." No, I'm not doing that.
Well,
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because I'm not going through what they are going through.
Yes.
I'm not going through what they are going through.
But we feel the weight. Every day, most of our friends back home, they're calling us here to help them. Every time, my man, I'm working in government 3 months, 4 months, I have not taken paid. So, you guys are on the air, continue, I just want to encourage you and Francis and the other talk show people here, to continue to educate the people. Those guys I was saying those things yesterday, they are in minority. They are not in majority. The Liberian people are suffering.
That is not true. That is not true. You saw the CDC. The CDC just said that they're having their convention 2 o'clock. You saw the amount of men that are trooped there. CDC had a convention
2
right
a.m.
2
2 a.m.
2 a.m. Liberia time. Why you still be sleeping? You saw people abandon their sleep. People troop their way there. People that were not even contesting. People that were not, that name was not even on the ballot of the CDC, but they troop their way there. That I don't want to know when they're talking about election.
AB and Francis, I just want to, just
Yeah, but let me
encourage you
let
guys.
me let me ask the
You should
caller
not,
quick question.
you
We'll
should
get
not, you
another
should not
caller
give
on
up,
here. Let me
AB.
just ask my quick
We should
question,
not
please.
give up. We should not give up.
Okay,
Let us continue to fall back home.
listen to Francis' question, please.
What Francis said.
So my brother, I think we all saying the same thing, but maybe we're getting
Francis,
it wrong.
I'm not getting your question. Really, I'm not getting you clear.
Oh, okay. I think AB will give it to you.
Okay.
So my question is, he said we should have to educate the people, but we're already providing education anyway. So maybe if you want
Can
more
you relate the
education,
question
more
to
than
me,
what we
please?
are
Can you relate
doing,
that question to
then
me?
you need to kind of help too.
I'm not getting you.
So we can help more.
Francis is saying that so far that you are saying that we should go there to go help, or we are helping. You yourself, you need to come here. You need to be calling. You need to come here to promote the show for us to be able to help too.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why I'm calling. That's why I'm calling. I mean, if you guys need for us to do something special, we are willing to do something for our country, so that we can get out of this nightmare. Maybe so we can get out of this nightmare. I mean, this thing is affecting every one of us, that live in this country. Not only those that live in Liberia, it's affecting everyone because I mean, most of our friends that we all grew up together, we went to school together. I mean, these guys call here and say, "My man, look, I mean, just a friend of mine, he worked for immigration. I mean, 3 months that guy have not taken pay.
Okay.
He called me yesterday and said, "My man,
3 months are small."
Yeah, I mean, there's no food in my house as I speak to you, Hastings. So I mean, it's so sorrowful.
Okay.
It's so sorrowful.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
All right, brother. We'll get another caller here.
Yeah, Francis, take that caller.
Yeah, caller. What is your name? Where are you calling us from? You are alive.
Brother Francis, how you doing?
I'm doing fabulous, brother. My stomach full, and I still get food here to eat.
And I have my brother over there, Brother Avery. And greetings to you guys.
All right, brother.
This is Sandy Johnson from the state of Pennsylvania.
But you need to increase your volume a little bit, though.
Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, this is Sandy Johnson from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yes. The first thing I want to touch on when I heard you talking about, what Spoon was doing yesterday and today. Yesterday they were on, Randall Street, and today they were in Calcutta.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And actually, I believe that, the ANC people alone. Because I listened to Musa Pelete on Spoon like 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we were explaining how they're going to court, and they're going to go to Supreme Court. And then from there, when it's court decide, they're going to put their party together. Look at what the ANC people are resenting against the other political party because of going to court. So they came with something under their sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they never came 100% to work together. This is what I was telling you already. I believe that the ANC people alone. We need to forget about the ANC people because it's like you got something you're picking as a point already, and it's not even Alexander Cummings making these remarks. But people that are close to Alexander Cummings, when I hear them talking sometimes, how they would not take days. If somebody ever done this to them, and somebody have done worse to them, and they just making all these things on the network. If somebody do this to me, I would never forgive them and stuff. People have done worse to them, all these people that share music. That's why we need to just give them little space. Okay, we need to give the ANC people a little space. I agree to what this guy was talking about, educating our people about the importance of voting for their country. You guys need to talk more about that. Because 2005, the people that voted for the whole president of Liberia, second runner, There were not even 1 million people.
No, they never reached
the
that.
paper. There were not even 1 million people. Out of 5 million people in the country, and then less than 1 million vote for a president, as a slap in the face. It was the same thing 2011, the same thing 2017. We need to do more, elections campaigns for people that never voted. We need to get them awareness. We need to educate our sons and daughters. The benefit of it. All the people you can see, some of them I would say, I'll vote for this person. They will not even go there and vote. A lot of the people you saw,
They're looking for food to eat. They gotta go sell.
The children that were talking, I'll vote for we, I'll vote for we. Somebody they will not even go there and vote. They will not even register. Okay? So we need to do a lot of awareness about voting, what it means to vote for your country, to stand good and stand and choose a leader. Okay? Because there's always undecided voters. Anytime I see those children on the street, almost 60% of people that would say, no, I'm not deciding yet. Only 2% technically, CDC and Unity Party, you will get their name. Okay? Like yesterday, only one person I heard Alexander comment. All the people that they talked to, one person.
Yeah, they're passing all over the place.
To the Kakata. So that I said, there's a lot of confusions out there.
My sweetheart.
We need to go after the children that never voted and make sure we do a lot of education about the importance of, if we want to get we out, we got to go after those people that say, this is not for me. I don't want to do anything with it. And tell them that, yes, if we can get people, like 2 million people that never voted never voted, before, register for the 2023 election, I think we can say something. But this thing between ANC and Unity Party, which goes about, this was just like totally hit PNB. It's all of that coming from the wire of somebody good that we don't want to call name. I don't want to call name on the laugh.
I know what you're talking about. I know me. I can call the name if you want.
I don't want to, because the root cause is Ellen.
But you know the thing that you want, yeah.
The root of all this ANC gangstering and whatever polling is Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
Yep.
Okay?
And the witchcraft there.
Then they show Alexander Comey, Jellyhart, if you need a weird stuff. And Ellen is not a God. It's not God. Okay?
This one will not work.
Tired crying in the hands of these people. Okay? So we need to really, really, really forget about ANC and move on. Because look at the Liberty Party. They're going through court right now. And Musa Hassan said they're going to make sure after the court, they're going to unite their people. Okay? But ANC came in with something already asleep.
All right,
so we need to really forget about it. I thank you guys for the show.
All right, thank you, Mr. Johnson. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Keep your call coming out on 215-824-8124. Or you can keep your call coming out on 267-938-2801.
AB, we got one of our regular followers here, Stem, man. Stem Bunge.
Yeah, Bunge.
She said she's working on a voter education music. So she asking me to donate. I said, okay, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, she is a tremendous young lady who is doing a lot into our country in Liberia. But we'll talk about.
She live in Liberia?
No, she live in here. She live here, but
okay.
we'll talk about her program once she plan to come on the show, and we'll plan to talk about her program because there's a Christmas coming. She's doing a lot. She's doing a lot, and I promise her that I will donate to the.
Me too. But she need to come on the show.
Yeah, so
we can send smart into that cash app.
We are working on that. But keep your call coming out on 215-824-8124 or 267-938-2801, or you can call on 612.
We got another caller here.
Okay, pick that.
Hello, caller. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, I'm Franklin, Mr. M from Virginia.
All right. Lay on us. We're finished talking our own with your town.
Yeah, I enjoy your show at the same time sleeping.
Okay.
I guess we keep my eye open. Yeah. But
Walking there.
To be realistic, I was looking at Spoon TV. They were conducting a pre-election.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of young people that said they're going to vote for me.
Yeah, because they want to keep suffering.
Yeah, the people, they're drunk. I don't know. I got to think it's big in Liberia, but they're drunk and put we are in power there. I don't know. And the thing that I worry about it really worry me because it bothers me a lot because, like, I have to think, why would somebody be suffering? And then you want to put the same person by who's suffering you?
But you don't see them following Nathaniel Magee? Is it a vote for the sanction or no sanction? So that won't surprise you? The people say you came apart, you came apart, vote for you. Chatted killed them for 7 years straight. Okay? He sat in Banga there, he didn't do nothing for the better people. He trained their children to kill, to shoot or kill, and call them Dimofose/ATU. Okay, so then it might not surprise you. So me, I'm not surprised. That's Liberia.
But you look at it on international stage. Why you telling the United States, the people supporting you, doing everything in their power to bring
the people say we are traumatized. The reason all these things.
Yeah. Like, why are you doing? Why are you doing? Why they can make anybody weak.
No, America will not get weak. You know why America will not get weak? America already know our problem more than we do. America said the fundamental reasons why all this thing happening is because we are refused to hold people accountable. And that's true.
No, but that's not true. It's true.
Okay. So as long we get a government that willing to hold people accountable, now on the basis of certain policy working with certain people or working for certain people, but everybody, kind of hold accountable based on the same rule. Not certain rules for certain people. All the things we're talking with Fini, all the young people that study plastic bed, some of them call themselves fashion designer, they do. Go see where they're sleeping. They eating cocoa where people water passing. Did you get good brain?
Why would you do something and then you want to go for the same that suffer you?
Oh, yeah, because I want to suffer more.
The Liberia most of
all right,
us
my brother, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Keep your call coming out on 612 520 1016. That is the number to call, or you can better call us on 267 93828. Samuel call. Let you hear some of the things that you have noticed.
Samuel on a call can be long, Ebi. You must stand by.
Yeah. Yeah. But keep your call coming out on 215.
Samuel call can be for fun. But they're making me hungry and I say I don't want to eat again, but I think after the show I gotta eat.
215-824-8124, or you can call us on 267-938-2801, or you can better call us on 612-520-1016. Go ahead, Francis.
No. I'm good. I don't have any caller here right now. So if they're not calling, then we'll call it at night.
Yeah. The Liberian people, they follow surprises.
Oh, yeah. I will not be surprised by their actions because I know them already.
Okay. I am saying to you, if the Liberian, if you are not careful, this man will be voted back into power.
But what I'm telling you, AB, I will not be surprised. I am on the 50-50 ballot.
Let me tell you.
Okay, we have a caller here from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello, caller. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota. Give it. Okay, lay on us. We'll finish talking our own. Your time to talk.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much for the opportunity.
You are welcome.
You know, I have a serious concern. Yeah, and the concern relates to the amount that was given to the president to go to the World Cup. The question that comes to me, do you think this president, if that amount was his money, do you think you're going to take that amount to just go to the World Cup and enjoy?
But where you going to get it from? They make gamble his money. Where you going to get that amount from?
No, whether or not he gamble his money, I'm saying if you're going to have that amount.
That's a good question, but only Joey can answer that. But you're talking about 3 million. Hold a minute. They put 11 million naira in the budget for rice subsidy. They took it for themselves. And they increased the rice price. Now you people call, you don't even talk about that. From 13 naira wholesale price to $17. Okay? Whereby the rice importers themselves, they have been consistent that they want to sell the rice for $15. But government come up finally now and say, no, don't sell it $15. Our people we ain't get for damn, okay? Sell it $17 and the retailer will sell it $17.50. You know how much money is that? Every single baker right enter the country. Somebody in the government, including Joe, we are getting $2 cut. Every single baker rice. You ain't talking about that. Forget about that 3 million. You know how many baker rice can enter the country every month?
Hello, let me say something. Everything will then follow it on a daily basis. Even when there was gasoline shortage, we followed that. We raised issues concerning that. Then the rice price, and when the rice crisis came, we did the same. We even make suggestions to them. But you know, those guys, they can't listen. They can't listen. But what I want to tell the Liberian people, I know most of them they are listening. But I want to tell them, let them go ahead and vote those guys in 2022. They will see for themselves. Those guys will break that country.
Okay.
Those guys will look that country. What you see now is a joke. What you see now is just a small thing. Because nobody in their own sound now will take that money to go on an unofficial trip just to go and enjoy yourself.
Yep. Joe, we are right there.
Who knows what I'm doing to all of these with our countries? Who knows?
Okay.
You got to have a place. I'm just surprised. Those type of places, the folks they gamble. They make money to gamble upon themselves. Oh, who are we? Who knows what I use that money to do over there?
Hello, Evie.
Yeah, man.
All right, caller. So you need to get closer. We'll get another caller on, please.
Yeah. So you see, thank you very much for the opportunity. But I'm just telling you about the carelessness, the level of carelessness that is being exhibited by those guys.
Yep.
We have to do something concerning it. In 2022, we must put our axes together and we move ahead. So some people come out to say that, oh, the opposition will hold together. Where opposition will hold together? Nowhere. Even George, we are not all the opposition. They have together when you are in the opposition. Nowhere. So we are going ahead. We're going to talk to human worker. Whosoever that agree, the move along with us, the get in the band, wherever we go together. So we're not going to convince anybody in the companies and other people who already show that they are greedy above anything they think about. So thanks for the opportunity. I'm so happy. Let's continue to do this sensitization. Thank you.
All right, my brother. Thank you for the call. Sam on, right?
Yes, Sam, go ahead. Sam is our last caller. Sam, go ahead.
Hey, the wisdom man.
I mean,
my man say you forget about your brother. My man, we all from the same
place. Against you. You know my show, yeah? No problem.
You are our last caller tonight. Period to that.
Anyway, you know.
Say, my man, you forgot about your nephew.
How to everyone? You guys talk about the rest.
Yeah.
Just not. I just laugh. You know,
There's a saying that when somebody die, it be one group will say let's bury it, the other group will say no, let's keep it tomorrow, the other group will say no, let's keep it a week after. The person that say let's bury it today will just keep quiet. You will do all the nyama nyama. At the end of the day, you will bury that person, and that whole funeral will be laid to rest. That what happened with the rest issue? They told the government a long time, $1 or $2 here, the whole red cross will be laid to rest. They said no. They wanted to steal and wanted to do all the nyama nyama around. And at the end of the day, where we end up at the since 17.50 cents the hour, AB, it is bad, but the rest issue will be laid to rest. And another thing I need to talk on again, sorry guys, I will just chip on few stuff. You see, so now AB, God can use any means, anything to save you. In life, sometimes the thing you don't want, the thing the thing you need, that what God will give you, and the thing you want, God will not give it to you. God wanted Samuel to go to jail for 72 hours to save him from that accident, but because they are so stupid, they are so greedy, everything about them is about power. And you see, power and authority, they're two different things. Someone that has authority have to give it to you to express power. If Samuel would have gone to jail for those 72 hours, he would have been saved from that accident. But because he refused to listen, that's why God taught him lesson. And I told people, for me, I'm praying for him to die, I'm praying for him to be okay. Anything happen to him, he go ahead.
And I pray for
So the people that are praying for Samuel, good luck to them. And then the other stuff I wanted to chip on again, what you guys were talking about, everything about President it's about self-glorification. Liberian people, the level of insanity in our country is just high. The man went Monaco to get him personal award. So who paid for his trip to go get his personal award? What's the benefit of going to Liberia? But Eddie, I begging JMB or whoever will take office come 2023, their priority should be education. To join with what one of the callers said. When you listen to some of the young callers in Liberia and AB, you just want to look at Liberia like a politician just put in the comment and flush it. And some of those ones that are talking, Francis said, Kobo said, Kobo, my brother. Some of those ones can't even eat Kobo. Kobo said, expensive, my brother. Some of those guys in that Gary, they can chew raw one with Grampy to live on for the day. And you know the reason why Spoon Talk doing that? Because these few days they've been stepping on we are toes. And we are start squeezing their bolocos small. So now what they did was they went to all we are strongholds where they know that people will support we are. That whole thing I set up. You know labyrinth thing I set up? A Spoon Talk, we are going to conduct a survey. Let them walk from Broad Street to Douala. Let them go in red light. They shouldn't go and get it where you get all those buzzing that say that country can get anything. They go cause trouble for people. They go say that, oh, we are. Then you say they post chair for we are. Another group are fair for that the disabled group that were on the ground they're picking. Maybe that country that I say, if anybody go in that country, go in that mansion next after we are, they really need to prioritize education, not just in the classroom, my brother. Because when you listen to some of the things that can come from our people more,
need to get money
it's
to
unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Liberian people are sheep. They will look at the other one going under the net. They will walk forward. That Liberian meant for you.
Okay.
Our people are disheartening.
Thank you.
On a serious note. When I listen to that few survey a few times, I say, yeah, America really need to help, or we need another revolution in our country. Who's supposed to feed them will feed them. But what's going on in our country, and all the stupid people left, the Google some people died doing the war. Their generation, it is more than an embarrassment to the country called Liberia.
Thank you.
Thanks for the time, AB. And we pray. Oh, just one thing for me to chip on, AB. You see, the election issue, we need to pray hard. If we're not careful, there will be no election in Liberia. Someone told me this a long time ago. We are his folks set few booby traps headed by their grandmother, Dao. They formed the CPP to disqualify GMB, it did not work. They tried to use that Lufa issue to disqualify GMB, it not work. I'm not saying this is what's happening, but this is what I suspect. We are and his boys want the country to go into constitutional crisis because they want transitional government. Now, I'm not really familiar with that part of the Constitution, but I think there's certain clause that when a person commit like certain low-level crime with a sexual murder, I think, or rape, that case after 5 years, if it is not looked into, that case is I think is dead or it cannot be looked into. I stand to be corrected on that. Now, what someone told me before, I'm not saying this is what's happening. Part of their plan was, if they try every minute it doesn't work, they will try to find a way to get a transitional government so we and his boys cannot be audited. Because a transitional government will not be a legitimate government to audit we are. That was the reason why Ellen prosecuted Judy Bryant, because Judy Bryant was not a constitutional government. He was a transitional government. Now, when they go into constitutional crisis, we are and folks will ask that he stays there and they postpone the election, and the Liberian people will not want it, the opposition will not want it. And then the country will demand that we should step down. We will say, fine. Before I step down, there has to be a transitional government. When that transitional government is ushered in, they will demand for 4 years. Guess what? The 5th year election, CDC will walk away free for 5 years. The same thing that Ellen gave them, she walked away without any audit or prosecution. It's the same thing we are, folks that are behind him. Now we are said, there are forces behind we are that are working on we are with this plan. I stand to be corrected. Like I said, as somebody I spoke to. So everything these people are doing is for GMB to not enter the presidency. Because they know within 5 years, GMB will be aged. Take this from me, AB. If we are not careful, a Liberia does not stand strong. Come 2023, I know who I listen to. Liberia will run into constitutional crisis. There won't be election. Last year, the guys did not put anything in the budget for election. You see what's happening with the whole NEC process? That whole game, the PPCC playing with the NEC. The NEC will say something wrong, PPCC come back. It's just between the both parties. And we're in December now, we've got a few more days for buy registration. What's happening? Zero. When your president coming, hopefully January 10th. You'll be sitting there, be waiting for December 18th. If you're not get beyond George, we are January 10th. And when we are playing the camp, you'll sit there, be waiting in Liberia. Thanks for the time, AB.
Thank
you.
And you, Francis, let go with your closing statement, and then
my closing statement will be short tonight. Okay, trust me. So my people, you're sorry. Oh, they talking, we're talking. So if Joe we are and government wants to stop the talking, then they need to do better. That's it. Everything closed. Anybody want to talk, they go to Liberia, they yell, just allow them talk. Do it right. The talking will eventually stop. Those of us that went to high school and we listen to our teachers, they got something they call demand and supply. When you leave the market decide based on availability, based on price and quality, you don't get yourself hard time. A Liberian people getting basic social services, employment, and quality education, water, electricity, stable. All they plenty talking will not be talking. People will not be leaving the country almost every single day. Some of them going slow, way up. Country like Algeria, then a place to go. People go in there. People in Qatar. People in Dubai. People in Oman. In our country, what do you go do there? Because our country is not hopeful. And the reason why we found ourselves in this trouble here, my people, all the time, from the time I was born, that's stealing business by government officials. And ordinary people suffer. And that's what all the talking is about. These people need to stop this suffering by stopping the stealing. Why may I call it corruption? The corruption here. The money for everybody, few people should not take it. Now what we can say, still government official for on the LIPO, the people that go there, they did even more than that. The other people come, over 250,000 people. We kill them. We bring Eddie, they see stealing. We bring Joe, they see stealing. So what have we learned from our mistakes. Nothing. And some of us we're talking the way we're talking because we live with the thing we're talking. We don't read it from books. We live with it. We were born inside it. So we pissed and we angry. If God had not even blessed us somehow to come on this side, say, I don't know what's going to happen. So my people, if we say something here, you not like it, we just say sorry, yeah. That democracy, which we just practicing it. You can tell your own. So all of us got to pull hands together. Put our hands in the cold water and remove this man and keep on trying. Yo, thank you for coming here. Tomorrow, it will get chance, we'll be here. But tomorrow, that weekend. Next week, Monday. Yo, thank you for joining us.
And I will to leave you here tonight on the National Braga Talk Show. Be our guest Monday. And we'll be here again, same time, same place. Bye-bye for now.
My man, we got